All right, we're here with Pedro Martinez. Second time that you've been on this podcast. The
guest.
first time you were in the Dominican Republic. Now we're face-to-face, and I will say I'm pretty nervous.
Why?
Because you're Pedro Martinez. Do you ever wake up and you're just like, I'm Pedro Martinez? Like, does that ever cross your mind?
See, I never switch my name, but I'm a regular Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
Which, like, is very impressive that you could just be like, hey, I'm literally the greatest pitcher of all time, but at the same time, I'm a humble guy.
I have to be humble.
Yes.
There's no other way for me to be, or else I'll be ungrateful when it comes to understanding where I come from, the way I live my life. I got no choice but to be humble. I just don't see myself in any other way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful to have achieved some goals in life, in my career, but at the same time, I remain the same human being that you will ever see. And that's why I'm telling you, I'm a regular Joe.
Regular Joe.
Regular Joe Martinez.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what I was taught. I don't forget my roots. I don't forget where I come from. And if I did, I'll be ungrateful. So I have to be humble.
So you're a humble guy that has a foundation, the Pedro Martinez Foundation. You have a marathon team. Talk a little bit about that. And you actually, I think you made a mistake back there. You said that you were going to run the marathon. I don't know if you're going to actually do that.
I don't know. I have to get, my doctors to jump on board. I will have to check and see what it's like. Go test it. I mean, it's a challenge like any other.
Yeah.
Being on top of the mound with 60,000 chanting Pedro, Pedro.
Yeah.
It looked
pretty
pretty
challenging.
Yeah.
So,
Made it look pretty easy, though. So.
well,
Yeah.
it wasn't easy.
No.
It wasn't easy, but I did it somehow, and it's good to have something to look up to.
Yeah.
I think the challenge, what these guys are doing, is great. I imagine the amount of training they have to put together to actually get there. That's what got me worried.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time I'm going to have to spend getting my mind reset again to compete, to be at that specific level, in such a shape.
Right.
But I like challenges. I like challenges.
And I know you do. And that's why. So you played in the old-time baseball game that Steve Buckley puts together.
Yes.
I played. I didn't get to face you. You would have struck me out. But, like, do you still have, like, that competitive gene where it's like, you've been retired for almost a decade now, and it's like you go and face hitters. It's like, is the mentality I'm still ready to compete every single day?
You know what? I'm still competing. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
But my kids are so eager to take me deep all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like brushing back my kids. My kids say, get out of the plate. You're swinging too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But that competitive eager never goes away.
Yeah. So
once you're an athlete and you compete at a high level, you have to. That's why probably the marathon is something that I really, really need to dig around and do my research, because I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
Watch Pedro win the marathon.
Right. I mean, like, that would be unbelievable. Pedro wins the
I
marathon.
would
Like walking across the finish line.
But the thing is, I would love to come across the line running.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be challenging.
thing.
That's going to be challenging, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, I'll be able to join this great group of guys that are donating their time, their efforts to actually make a difference in communities that you probably don't know. So I want to thank you. I want to bless you, and hopefully you make a huge difference for people that really, really need it. I can tell you only from my own experience.
Pedro, for an event like this, social media very important. What we do, we try to promote everything as much as we can. You have I love your social media. Your Twitter's great because it'll be like 11 midnight, the games are winding down, and then Pedro goes on like a 4 tweet, and I just love that because you're basically the mayor of baseball at that point.
Yeah.
If you had a Twitter back in the day, when you were in your prime, would you have taken advantage of that? Talk some trash to the Yankees?
Probably not to them, but probably
it would have blown up.
Probably express myself about some of the things that were unfair to me, and some of the things that I didn't think were right. Like I remember one of the papers in New York, one of the big papers, that once wrote, I guess the front page of one of the papers said, "The man New York loves to hate." I said, that's wrong. And I couldn't express it because for many people that don't know me really well, they don't know that I'm a totally different person when I'm not playing. I'm like a fun guy, easygoing, regular Joe, like I said.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't think that the reporter that wrote that article understood what was a little bit further than just the uniform and the number in your back.
Could have tweeted about it.
Yeah.
You know, it was just that you have to get to know the man.
Yeah.
You're not talking about the athlete. You're not talking about the player. You said the man New York loves to hate. And as a man, none of them knew me then.
Yeah.
They didn't know that I did this kind of
Right.
things. They didn't know what kind of heart I had.
True.
But to make a statement like that, just because you see me competing out there and I'm fearless and I'm mean and I want to take you apart, it doesn't really it sound fair to me.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things that I would have loved to kind of express myself and say, you don't know me as a man. You shouldn't be writing stuff like that. You should be saying the player in New York loves to hate. Not really the man, because the man outside of baseball is a regular Joe.
It's a regular Joe.
Good
How
guy.
many times would you have tweeted about the terrible conditions of the clubhouse at Fenway back in the 90s?
I never will.
Never.
No, because
It was
remember, clubhouse is our house.
This is true.
Don't come in our house, and I would not say what goes on
Yeah.
inside the clubhouse. It's
Right.
it's an unwritten rule. that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So this podcast is called the Section 10 podcast because that's where my season ticket seats are. We got those. We got
10, huh?
Section 10.
Yeah.
We got those in
Section 10 of the building,
1998. So basically, I used to have Bruins season tickets, and then the Red Sox traded for this guy, Pedro Martinez. My dad was like, hey, how does Red Sox season tickets sound? And I was like, yeah, let's do that instead. So talk about how different the Red Sox culture is now compared to when you came to Boston in 1998. Because, I mean, it's completely different. Like, the mindset of, we're never going to win one.
Yeah.
Now we've celebrated 4.
See, you didn't answer my question.
What was the question?
What would the sandwich taste like?
Victory.
Victory.
Championships.
Yes.
When you put together the seasoning of the Caribbean, you put in, a little bit of
Little
the
spice.
touch in Boston, a little spice from New England, and then a little bit of warm weather. Well, it could be a real good sandwich.
It's a pricey sandwich.
Well,
too.
I'm extremely proud to have taken part in the change of culture that there was in Boston. I'm extremely proud. I think that's the biggest achievement I have in Boston, is bringing Boston the happiness that we all share in the Caribbean, right along with the championship after 86 years. I think I feel responsible for some of the changes that we have seen, the warm hearts of the Latino community that has been able to make the transition from other areas to come and support the players that come over. I mean, David did an outstanding job. Manny with his craziness. Also, we have to also give credit to the front office for understanding that Boston wasn't just one color, one race. They were really supportive of everything we wanted to do. They wanted to interact with everybody, and Boston granted us with the great opportunity to actually mingle and mingle all the players and mingle all the fans that are now coming to Boston. And Boston is one of the few atmosphere that you can feel like you're playing winter ball.
Yeah.
All we need is the merengue band on top and the ballerinas on top. But everything else seems to be the same. It's warm, it's close. Sometimes you guys are in Section 10.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes if you go down a little bit, you feel like, oh, Pedro. High five, Pedro, high five. It's that close.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
I think Boston is the only place that grants the fans with that opportunity to be up close,
Right.
hear our breathing, just see our sweats up close. It's unique. Boston is very unique.
One thing I had to ask, wearing this shirt, 99 All-Star Game, that night was amazing. Obviously, you strike out some of the best National League players ever, and they were probably on some stuff.
Best baseball players
Yeah,
ever.
but I'm just saying, they were on some things, and you still made them look like idiots. But what is your biggest memory from that night? Because I know you got to meet Ted Williams, and that you said that was a very important moment.
That was my trophy.
Okay.
So the fact that Ted Williams called me into the suite, signed my program, and what he said to me, he never had the opportunity to see me up close, really on a tough challenge. But that day he did, and he said, "Wow, you're one hell of a player." And I said, "Gracias, amigos." I said it in Spanish, and I was extremely proud, not only because I did what I did, but I was doing it in Boston.
Yeah.
I was doing it on the stage where the best player that ever played the game, probably Ted Williams, the best hitter, was dedicated to him. I was also in front of the cream of what baseball was.
Yep.
The old century players, not, I mean, at least I know I probably won't live to see it again. The old century player inside the same field is something that I'm really grateful for and a great opportunity. But the fact that Ted Williams treated me as a regular Joe,
Regular Joe Martinez.
It was my trophy. I know I got the trophy for the MVP and all that. But everything. And there will never be another All-Star game.
No.
So unique like that one.
Right.
It was perfect. It had everything.
So, I'm glad I was part of it.
That was the greatest collection of living
Legend.
baseball talent ever that was assembled, like active and current. But I think, for someone like you, when we talk about Pedro Martinez, that like that's the crowning moment, was that All-Star game. If and when the All-Star game comes back to Fenway, soon maybe, I feel like you would be the Ted Williams of that game. Like when they roll out, hey, let's roll out the greats. Yeah. You're him.
You won't need a bullpen card either. You can just walk out.
Yeah. No, you'll run in like you're running the marathon and off you go.
Point to everybody.
I mingle with Boston every single day. I wish I could just take this opportunity and take advantage of it for as long as I can. So many icons here in Boston. So many people deserving of the opportunity to have an All-Star, on their name. I don't mind it. I don't mind if they have it, on my name. It will be a great honor. But at the same time, I got Boston for myself.
Yeah.
Boston is right here with me. So I'm a Bostonian, and I get to share my moments. And that's why we're doing things like the feast.
When is the feast for 45?
It's May 5th.
May 5th. All right. I've been there. I will be back.
That's like my private dinner with the fan base. It's like
best.
my personal dinner with everybody from Boston. So
yeah.
I get many opportunities. I'll probably would like to see one of those big icons from here from Boston also get an opportunity. People like Johnny Pesky. So much. Has Pesky's fall on his name. So many guys that we can actually pick and choose. For now, I'm a Bostonian, and I have Boston, and I mingle with Boston. So no worries about the next All-Star game.
Okay,
That's
good.
Right.
Good to know.
Pedro Martinez, thank you so much. 2-time Section 10 guest. Recurring guest.
He was really good.
Pedro Martinez.
Yeah.
Wait, you see times did you sneak down to actually go and shake hands?
Every time. every fifth day.
They did it. They're in Section 10. They come down. Hey, Pedro, how you doing?
I go down, wear a different shirt, take it off. Hey, Pedro, can I get a ball? Hey, Pedro, can I get a picture? Yeah.
Pedro, can I get some bubble gum? But didn't I give you some earlier?
Yeah.
No, that was my friend.
I changed my hat. Hey. That's
Awesome.
perfect.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.